There's no way. I mean, look, I just did it. It happened there by accident, so now you have it.
Oh dear God in heaven.
Can you imagine? I was in the plane like, I can't do this. It's too good.
Have you read this paper?
Uh-huh.
How do you think it compares to any other paper?
It sucks. But we are going to make it better. I hope it's not too disruptive to have me come in and sort of shake everything up.
Oh, no, don't be so self-defecating.
So if I was working for the Toledo Truth Teller and we were getting an exclusive with Domhnall Gleeson, what is the question I should be asking you for the paper?
You should be asking Domhnall Gleeson, why is he working at the Toledo Truth Teller? I think if I end up working at the Toledo Truth Teller, yeah, I don't know.
No, I'm getting an exclusive with you as you.
Oh, you're working at
I
Toledo
work
Truth
for the
Teller.
Toledo Truth Teller, yeah.
Man, this is how good I am. Maybe I should have had that espresso. If you're with the Truth Teller, you would ask me, because local is what matters, would be, did you visit Toledo and what did you think of it? That'd be the question, I would say.
I'm guessing you didn't film in Toledo.
We didn't film there, but I visited there.
Oh, did you?
Yeah, and I loved it. It's
My
a
dad
brilliant
is from
town.
Ohio, actually.
Is he really? Whereabouts?
From Mount Vernon, which is like a very small town.
Where's that? What's that close to?
It's like, it's got Kenyon College. It's probably an hour from Columbus.
Okay,
yeah,
okay,
very
okay.
like farmland.
Yeah, we went from Columbus up to Toledo, so we passed through a load of the farmland along the way. But yeah, I love Toledo. It's really nice.
Amazing.
Yeah.
Did you have any reservations on taking on the role with The Office being so kind of popular?
Yeah, so obviously we've been talking about this quite a bit because it's, it hangs over the project and how people think about it. But once I read the script and I understood that it was something new, that it wasn't a remake of The Office, that they weren't asking me to do a version of Michael Scott or of David Brent or anything like that. Once I understood it was like, in a newspaper, it was about journalism, it was about a whole different thing. Then all I could think of was, this would be so much fun because it's Greg Daniels, it's Michael Coleman. And so yeah, that stuff kind of disappeared pretty quickly.
Imagine that when they called me for the audition, I hadn't seen the original show, never. I only heard about it because it was a legendary cult show. And so my agent called me, I was entering in a plane, flying from Cape Town to Rome. I was shooting a movie in Cape Town and I had just finished. And she called me, she said, Sabrina, you have to do this audition. It's for a big project and it's time sensitive. You have to do it tomorrow. So I had 24 hours to learn 11 pages. And so on that plane, I watched my first episodes of The Office. Can you imagine? I was in the plane like, I can't do this, it's too good. It was impossible. And so then I arrived home and I called my mom, I said, Mom, I'm not back yet, forget about me. And I called some friends to ask them if they had an American friends in town. I finally found this girl and she came to my place and we've been studying together and then I did the audition. And it was incredible. Like, I couldn't have any reservation. Like, I was dreaming to get this role, and when that happened, it still looks unreal, looks like a miracle.
What did you think when you watched The Office for the first time?
I was desperate. I thought, to me, the first astonishing thing that it didn't look like an old show. So I thought it can't be 20 years old. I checked a few times, because it's a classic. And I was really surprised by the fact that this comedy did not age. And I was laughing so much about things that are still funny. And it's about contemporary society and it's about human dynamics and it's so intelligent. And then, to be honest, I fall in love with Steve Carell, that he's such a genius actor, he was able to make me laugh, but also to make me moved, but all the rest of the cast, I mean, that was...
I was gonna say my all-time favorite episode of The Office is the murder mystery episode.
Yes.
Where you do a Southern accent.
That's
so
right.
I had to tell you, that's like my, if I'm ever sad.
I made Steve Carell laugh, and that's all that matters.
There's a scene where Oscar talks to Stanley on the phone. Are there any other Easter eggs we should look out for from The Office?
Not that I remember. Am I allowed to talk about? I don't think so, there are any. But look, I'm getting a no anyway. But I don't think there are any. I don't know. I don't think there are any. It's a whole different show.
Yes.
They do want me to emphasize that.
And how much have you developed the character of Oscar over time? Like, where do we meet him in the paper?
I think it's just like 4 or 5 years later.
Yeah.
So not the real amount of time did not pass by.
Yeah.
So it's not that far. It's not that different.
And how would you say his journey from Dunder Mifflin how is he over at the paper, if you're able to say?
Not much of a thing. Nothing really drastic has happened in his life. I think he's got a new job with more money, more pay, a new city, and then he's trying to weave his way through that city.
I guess what's interesting is, like you said, with like Michael Scott and David Brent, they're a bit problematic. Yeah, and I guess how would you kind of say this humor kind of sets it apart from the?
Yeah, I mean, there was like a cringe humor that they, you know what I mean, like that would kind of happen with those characters, but that was part of what made them great. But if you look at how different those two characters are to each other, they're totally different. Those actors made it totally themselves, and the humor of each of those programs is totally different to each other. And I would say in a similar way, this is probably closer to The American Office in terms of the tone, but I think it just set itself up to be, I think it's very hopeful in loads of ways, and all about fighting the good fight, even if it feels like you're losing, all that sort of stuff. I loved that about it, and I hope that's one of the things that helps it stand on its own 2 feet.
Yeah, and I guess what's challenging about kind of shooting a mockumentary style? Like, did you have to practice your looks to camera?
That would have been the worst practice in the world. No. I think the important thing with it was learning about what your character's relationship with the camera is. You know what I mean? Like, does he like it when they're around? Does he like showing off to them? Or how does he feel when they see him mess up? All that sort of stuff. And how is that individual to him? Yeah, I think Ned is all about the truth. And so actually it's a kind of a weirdly complicated relationship with the documentary, because he doesn't always want them to tell the truth about him. You know what I mean? So he's like, truth. Maybe not this time. You know, that he's kind of got this odd relationship with them. So once we had that figured out, it was great.
Would you mind doing a good look to camera? I'm going to ask you a question as a documentary crew member.
No. There's no way. I mean, look, I just did it. It happened there by accident, so now you have it. So,
I was going to be like, is your editor's letter in yet?
No. If it's natural, then it feels right. If it's planned, then it goes wrong. So yeah, that actually worked out okay.
Oh dear God in heaven. Ask me a question.
Okay. What's your least favorite email etiquette?
What an interesting question.
What did you learn about journalism while doing the show? Nothing.
Unfortunately, it's a kind of a dying profession, but it's.
Gee, thanks.
People are still trying to, and in this world, you know, this kid, Domhnall's character, is trying to make it come back. He took journalism. He thinks it's important. It is important. It is important. It is an important thing. But I think many important things are kind of being overlooked right now, and journalism is one of them.
Mm.
I mean, I learned how difficult it is for a newspaper to make money. I learned a bit about that, and how hard it is to get people came to think of it as something that they are owed for free, and it's not. Like, you pay for your stories, so why wouldn't you pay for the truth? And I think asking that question and seeing how difficult it is just for them to get by, I found like disappointing, saddening, and makes you admire them even more, you know.
Yeah, I mean, could you see yourself ever doing a 9-to-5 office job? Did this put you off being on that set all the time?
I don't like rush hour. I'm gonna be honest. I don't like rush hour. I hate rush hour, and I can't drive, so that would be public transport, and that's difficult at rush hour. But no, I think one of the reasons you get into being an actor is because, especially in theaters, you get to work in the evenings, and then your days are your own. So yeah, no, I'm happy with what I've got. I'm okay.
I saw that Angela Kinsey and Jenna Fisher also visited the set, so I wondered, did you get any advice from those four, or? I
got, not advice, I mean, Angela and Jenna sort of came around towards the end. We were nearly finished by the time they visited us, and we were tired. Yeah. So I bet I sound tired on that thing. Whenever it comes out, I'm gonna, but it was, they're just lovely. I think what you realize is that it's a, what's the word? Generous sense. The generosity is what matters. And I think that's part of the reason that the show worked, is that those actors were all generous with each other and gave to the scene. And I think that's the sort of thing you learn by them doing as opposed to by them saying.
I was there.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was there. Yeah, I know those two. Yeah, we see each other quite often. Yeah, I see them all the time. Not all the time, but I see them enough.